The restorative practice of circles is what resonates with me most. I had the opportunity to facilitate the one that I had planned for Module 2 within my own preschool classroom. I was a facilitator. Our ground rules were be kind, be respectful, and use listening ears, and our centerpiece was a poster that said those with visuals, and our talking piece was Pete the cat that the children seemed to find as a prized possession and a prized stuffed animal of the classroom. And overall, I believe that our circle process actually was very successful. Each child was very respectful and waiting their turn until they got Pete the cat, and the other children were really good at waiting and not speaking when the child was holding it, which I thought was awesome to see from 3-year-olds. So learning from them, if they can do it, then us as adults should be able to handle this as well within our own restorative circles. Additionally, it was a little difficult for them within our circle process because as an icebreaker, I had them say their name, and then I was asking them to do the name game where they say an animal that starts with the same letter of their name, and this was too difficult because not many of them know the alphabet. So instead, we only did the animal sounds that they wanted to do. And we had 3 main questions that we were asking, and I think that was beneficial and helpful, and they were related to school and what they're looking forward to, how they're playing, how we take turns. But the whole scenario of the circle ended up being about 10 minutes long, and unfortunately I think this was too long for them to sit, because about 5 minutes would have been good for this age group, and then we could work our way into 10 minutes later on. They were proud when they got to hold Pete. They really loved him and respect him because not only is he just our talking piece, he's actually a prized possession within the class that they all love, and they get excited when they get to hold him. Lastly, we closed with the hand pulsing activity where we stood in a circle, and they were familiar with this because we do this on birthday parties within our classroom, and we call it sharing the love. So we'll stand in a circle and hold hands, and I'll start it, and it will squeeze around back to me as the facilitator. And within the birthday parties, we say, "Oh, pass the love around to your friends," and they get very excited. So they were experts with this, and they were really interested in looking forward to closing our circle with that. Outcomes for all of us involved was actually pretty peaceful and respectful. The restorative practice tool of using circles was actually helpful to facilitate communication between all of us and practicing, allowing them to practice sharing and being respectful and taking turns and holding Pete the cat and listening to what each other have to say. Overall, I think that this course has contributed to my life personally and professionally by teaching me how to become more empathetic and forgiving. After watching Professor Darling's restorative conference example about the 2 boys in high school, and after reading about Azim's road to forgiveness for his son's murder, I learned that I really need to cut people more slack, and to have peace within myself, I need to have self-care and become more forgiving as well. It will be more beneficial, and now I have restorative tools such as circles and conference ideas that I could bring forth to potential conflicts within the future within my professional and personal settings.